Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the home opener for your Stevenson Patriots here in the Sports Center of Stevenson High School in Lincolnshire. As this is the home opener, this is also the first broadcast of the winter sports season on the Stevenson Broadcast Network. I'm Jack Bunkevoy here with my partner Stephen Cohn as we're getting ready to guide you through what we hope is a victory over the Libertyville Wildcats. This conference matchup against longtime rival Libertyville should give the Patriots a peek at the tough competition that lies ahead in the North Suburban Conference. Stephen, what can you tell us about our Patriots?
Well, Jack, Stevenson comes into tonight's game with an undefeated record of 5-0 overall and 1-0 in North Suburban Conference play. The Patriots enter this season with championship and bust aspirations, with senior starters Jalen Brunson, Connor Cashaw, Matt Johnson, and Parker Nichols attempting to guide this squad to Peoria for the third consecutive year and the team's first ever state championship. The Patriots have gone to their 5-0 mark on the season by making quick work of Argo, Lions, Glenbard West, and number 14 ranked Hinsdale Central squad at the Lions-Hinsdale season tip-off tournament. In the North Suburban Conference opener for the Patriots, they overwhelmed a winless Mundelein team 80-36. Brunson and Cashaw struggled with shooting in the first half, going only 6 for 13 from the field. Luckily, Matt Johnson was hot from behind the arc, shooting 3 for 3 from 3 in the first half and 5 for 6 in the game. Brunson finished with 18 points and 7 assists, while Cashaw added 11 rebounds. For the first time in program history, the Patriots are scheduled to play in out-of-state tournaments this season in Wheeling, West Virginia, and Springfield, Massachusetts. In the 3 games they're scheduled to play, Stevenson will take on different top 20 teams from across the country. One game in Springfield includes a matchup against Findlay Prep, the alma mater of the top pick in the 2013 NBA draft, Anthony Bennett. It was a busy summer for the Patriots with Jalen Brunson, the top point guard in the country and the number 1 ranked senior in the state, signing with Villanova, and Connor Cashaw signing his letter of intent with Rice University to become an Owl. However, everyone involved in the Stevenson program is focused on this season, as they know with a deep bench, a senior-laden starting lineup, and number 1 ranking in Illinois, this is their year to take home the trophy in Peoria come March. Jack, what do you have for our Libertyville preview?
The Libertyville Wildcats come to this game with a record of 3-2 after a nail-biting loss to Warren. Trailing by 3 with 2 seconds left, one of Libertyville's guards was fouled beyond the arc to potentially tie the game. But as the Warren student section roared, Libertyville missed the free throws and walked up the court in defeat. Libertyville is a changed team with new additions that bring height and experience to their squad. Some returning players for the Wildcats are 6'10", Joe Borsha, who has been an all-around threat on offense, and Ben Kimpler, the speedy forward, who also played football this season for the Wildcats. Lengthy and fast, Joe Borsha has been a dominant player for Libertyville so far in the season. Borsha averaged 13 points and 6 rebounds on the season last year and plans on having a bigger impact considering key players such as Jack Lipp and Johnny Vernasco have graduated. In the Warren game, Borsha shot 8 for 9, leading the team with 17 points, but he will have to use more than his height if he wants to compete with the nationally ranked Stevenson Patriots. Libertyville hopes to improve their record to 4-2 with revenge after last year's game against the Patriots, where they fell 77-48. And now to some key matchups.
And right before those key matchups, and once again, you're listening to the Stevenson Broadcast Network on High School Cube alongside Jack Buckbowley. I'm Stephen Cohen bringing you the home opener for your number one ranked in the state of Illinois. Stevenson Patriots taking on the Libertyville Wildcats in this Wednesday night matchup. So our first key matchup for today's game, Justin Smith, the 6'5 center, sophomore center for the Patriots, and 6'10 senior center, Joe Borsha for the Wildcats.
Justin Smith is our diamond in the making. He's so tall, and he just became more confident with his playing style. And Joe Borsha, just a mammoth, just so tall, 6'10", and he's getting those double-digit points each and every game, so someone you want to watch out for.
Our second matchup for tonight's game, Parker Nichols, obviously senior, third year in varsity for Nichols, and Ben Kimbler, the wide receiver for the Wildcats, and a starting forward for them as well.
For this matchup, it's just a matter of eliminating the threat down low. So just our guards have to take care of business on and off.
And moving into our keys for tonight's game. First key, Stevenson has to push the tempo.
And Stevenson putting up 80-plus points in multiple games. You just got to watch out for them. They like to score often and early. And their full-court press and full-court running down the court is really very impressive. And their offense is just so rapid that it's just hard to keep up.
And something we saw go along with that last week in the game against Mundelein is that we saw 5 legitimate dunks from this Patriots team. Now, last year, we saw a few dunks where Jalen was able to get just up to the rim. We saw some attempts by Justin Smith that just didn't all pan out. But in the game against Mundelein, there were legit dunks by Jalen just taking a baseline, posterization, Justin Smith with an alley-oop. And tonight we have something very special that we're trying out this season on the Stevenson Broadcast Network. We have GoPro cameras on the basket, so you'll get a up-close and personal view of maybe Jalen taking one to the house. Now, also our second key to game, Stevenson can't allow bench warming.
All right. The Stevenson Patriots bench is very deep with bringing new players, new juniors, Ruji Aoki and Jordan Newman. Jordan Newman, we saw a little bit of him last year in the state championship. He's very good around the arc, so very reliable player. So just got to watch out for those guys for the future of the Stevenson Patriots.
And our last key is that Stevenson has to get home cooking going today because this is only one of 7 home games all year.
Yeah, just 7 home games, and the crowd here is already electric. Thousands of people just crawled in, and they're all ready to watch this nationally ranked Stevenson team carry on a victory.
Yeah, and playing in Massachusetts and in West Virginia this year, they're giving up 3 home games to play Findlay Prep, to play Chaminade from Missouri, to play Gonzaga from West Virginia. They're giving up home games, and with this atmosphere, they're not going to have that home support when they travel away, but it will be a great opportunity for them, really, to play some nationally ranked competition.
And very impressive for the Stevenson Patriots. The first 5 games, they have averaged 30.4 points higher than each and every opponent, which is just annihilating each and every opponent, which is incredible. So great to look forward for Stevenson Patriots.
And also seeing the defense, not even the offense, also scoring 80 points a game, but the defense also just allowing 42.4 points per game on average. That's incredible, and that's something we hope they keep up tonight.
And Stevenson falling to Whitney Young last year, getting the 3rd place championship, just doesn't have the same ring as first place, but you know, we're going after it this year with high expectations.
Yeah, obviously 2 straight years they made it. 2 years ago they had to play Simeon and Jabari Parker. Obviously now number 2 overall pick in the draft last year, having a great rookie season so far with the Milwaukee Bucks. Last year they played Jaleel Okafor and Paul White, both now Jaleel at Duke, tearing up the NCAA so far, and Paul White at Georgetown. And this year it's Jalen Brunson, Connor Cashaw, and Stevenson's here to take it home.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson carrying into Villanova, going to make a huge impact there. Connor Cashaw at Rice. And Matt Johnson, I'm sure he's going somewhere, but hasn't figured it out
He's
yet.
gotten some offers. Chicago State's on the table still, so college ball is available for him. We'll see if he ends up taking his talents to the next level. Hope he does, because this is an incredibly athletic team, especially with a lot of football players.
And a lot of potential for the next couple years for Justin Smith, Ruji Aoki, Jordan Newman, Justin Smith being only a sophomore. with his height, still going to grow a little bit more.
And right now, we're going to go right into the national anthem. We'll be back right on the Stevenson Broadcast Network right after this. And check what we've got in a minute or two until the national anthem. So we're gonna go right into what's been going on with Stevenson athletics so far this year, and just check that we're going right into the national anthem. We'll be right back on the Stevenson Broadcast Network. And welcome back to Lincolnshire here at Adelaide Stevenson High School. As alongside Jack Bucavoli, I'm Stephen Cohen bringing you boys varsity basketball between your Stevens Patriots and the Libertyville Wildcats on the Stevenson Broadcast Network. And we're going to go straight into starting lineups right now. And for Libertyville, starting lineup is number 1, junior Cameron Shen, number 11 guard, junior Paul Steinhaus, number 23, a senior guard, Connor Peterson, number 24, a junior forward, Ben Kimber, and obviously their best player by far, number 34, a senior center, Joe Borshaw.
And a quick look at your Stevenson Patriots lineup. You have number 1, Connor Cashaw. Number 3, Justin Smith, the sophomore stud. Number 5, Parker Nichols. Number 12, Matthew Johnson. And number 15, 2013-2014 Gatorade Player of the Year, Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, so obviously we didn't mention it much in the pregame show, but just going into Jalen, the Player of the Year in the States last year in Illinois, which is a huge honor because Illinois might be the best state in the country in high school basketball. So much talent.
Couldn't agree anymore with you, Steven. Patriot basketball has just accelerated in the last couple years. We won second place 2 years ago, third place last year, and what's left, Steven? What comes after third, then second, or second and third, and what's next?
I think first.
I think first is next.
And Jalen has already set so many records here at Stevenson. He had 57 points in a game, a 95-93 win last February against Lake Forest. He had 56 points, which was a state finals record against Whitney Young in the state semifinal, which we were down in Peoria for. He has the most points in school history already, and he's ready to take on the next challenge, which is bringing back to Lincolnshire their second major championship of the school year. They won football last month, and now they're looking at a boys basketball championship.
Yeah, just a quick shout out to the boys varsity football team, 8A state champions. It's just incredible feat. Willie Bourbon, Jack Joseph, incredible players that led us to victory.
And a shout out to Mr. Chad Dauphin watching at home. He's one of the guys really in charge of our great athletic department here at Stevenson, making it all happen. And obviously, there's never been a brighter time for Stevenson athletics girls state, girls tennis just one state, boys football one state. The girls basketball is 8th ranked in the state, and right now is 6th at 6-0. And boys right now 5-0, just about ready to get tipped off. Stevenson, their home whites, green and gold stripes down the side, green numbering. Libertyville away blacks, white and orange black trim on the side, white numbering. Here we go with the tip off. It's going to be won by Libertyville into the hands of number 1 Cameron Shen, taken in the backcourt, being guarded by Matt Johnson, and they set up their half-court offense. Shen passes it away to 23 Peterson. Peterson down low to Borsha. Borsha misses it off the backboard. Shen gets the rebound, throws it out of bounds, and it's going to be Stevenson ball.
And that was number 1 Cameron Chen trying to save it from going out of bounds, but threw it out of bounds in an effort. And Stevenson will take it up.
Nichols has it up top. Passes to Johnson on the perimeter. Johnson to Cashaw fighting flu-like symptoms. Cashaw Brunson on the wing, and Brunson for a 3. It's going to go off the front iron. Cashaw grabs the rebound and glide pass out to Matt Johnson, another wing. And it's going to be a 3. He makes it and the foul, and he's a chance for a 4-point play.
And that's Matt Johnson for the Chicago State offered him. And both teams trying the man-on-man defense. So hopefully it'll work out for the Patriots.
Obviously, you saw the athleticism right there in the first 40 seconds of the game. You see a lot of athleticism right there from Connor Cashaw. Jumping out of nowhere, grabbed that offensive rebound while he's flying out of bounds, passes it back to Brunson on the perimeter. And great passing and vision by Brunson. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson for the 4-point play. It's good. And Stevenson's up 4-0.
And that's just how fast the Stevenson basketball team is. Tempo, one of our keys to the game.
Shen with the long pass forward, and he goes up for the dunk. That's number 23, Peterson. Once again, he's going to get fouled going up for the one-handed slam. And that foul is on number 1, Connor Cashaw, Stevenson's first foul game.
And Libertyville trying to combat that tempo of Stevenson, throwing it down court really fast, and almost in for a dunk.
Yeah, they saw the full court pressure. Stevenson likes to put on teams. They like to get those steals in the backcourt. So they threw it forward to Peterson right there. He makes the first free throw, 4-1. 7:08 here we go in the first quarter. He gets both, and it's now 4-2. Brunson takes it up, sets up his offense to Johnson on the perimeter, drives in, back out to Cashaw on the wing. Cashaw passes up the 3, takes it in with a step-back floater, and it's good.
Connor Cashaw with a nice fadeaway, nicely set up by Matt Johnson with the pick.
Shen has it outside on the arc, passes her away to number 24, that's Kimpler. Kimpler misses it, rebound goes to Cashaw. Cashaw takes it up himself.
Cashaw, rebound king.
Matt Johnson for his second 3 of the game. It's good. He's got 7 points early in the game, and he's 2 for 2 from 3. And that's something we saw a lot of, especially in that Mundelein game last week, starting 3 for 3 from 3 in the first half, early 2 for 2.
And just like that, the score is 9-2. Stevenson Patriots working fast, being very efficient. That's what you want to see out of a nationally ranked team.
And you like to see Mundelein, Libertyville forcing them to take timeouts really early in this game, only a minute and a half in, and they already see a lot of momentum in this home cooking atmosphere for Stevenson.
And senior yearbook ad sales added Friday. Due to popular demand, the deadline to order a senior ad in the 50th anniversary yearbook has been extended to Friday. Visit www.jostins.adservice.com to create a recognition ad. Questions? Call Jostins at 800-358-0800. And we're just about back.
And we forgot to mention this before the game. Libertyville is coached by head coach Scott Bobeville and assistant coach Rick Colsey. And Stevenson is coached by Pat Ambrose, who's sitting right now at 302 wins. Got his 300th win in the playoffs last year against Crum at the Lake Zurich sectional. And right now, that's the school record for most wins. And he's been here for 15 years and did a great job with his program. Right now, Shen takes in the backcourt, double teamed by Smith and Cashaw. Has to pass ahead to Borsha. Borsha inside with a strong lead pass to Peterson. Goes through Peterson's hands. And that's where you see the strength of Borsha really come to play.
And just slips through Kimpler 24. Ben Kimpler. He's a great football player on defense, but just something you got to grab there. Nice setup. by Libertyville.
Cashaw has in the backcourt, guarded by Chen, passes to Smith on the perimeter. No one down low, all 5 guys on the perimeter for Stevenson. Johnson takes it up, gets a pick by Nichols, passes it to Cashaw. Cashaw inside to Smith. Smith posts up with the one-handed shot, and it's going to be good.
And Stevenson just forcing Libertyville to play up by their tempo.
Once again, you see Shen, a quick pass forward, a quick player, obviously. Gets it ahead to number 23, Peterson, who was all 4 points. It's 11-4. Johnson drives and gets blocked by the 6'10 Borsha. And ahead to Steinhaus. Steinhaus trying to go all the way. Going to miss the layup. And it's going to be tipped around. It's going to be kicked. And it looks like it's going to stay with Libertyville.
Very impressive for Libertyville, keeping up with how fast Stevenson is. Very good to see out of one of the conference rivalries.
Yeah, a lot of talent in this conference. Obviously, in Lake Forest, Evan Boudreau. Zion Benner, one of the best teams in the state last year. Right now, Borsha getting it in. Passes to Chen. Chen on the outside, guarded by Johnson. Setting up a play for isolation. Passes it to Kimpler. Kimpler to Borsha outside the perimeter. He can take that shot. Chen resets. No shot clock here in high school basketball. 5:20 here to go. Stevenson up 11-4. Tight defense on the perimeter. Ryan Rosenbaum is checked into the game for Stevenson. For Connor Cashaw. Jalen Brunson's going to take it all the way. He's going to go for a dunk. It's a one-handed slam by the best player in the state.
Jalen Brunson. That's all I got to say. Gatorade Player of the Year. Huge one-hand slam. Gets him on a fast break.
Right now,
and just
Shen with the outside pass to Steinhaus. Steinhaus misses the 3. It's going to be tipped back by Borsha. It ends up in the hands of Johnson. Out with the alley-oop by Justin Smith. It's going to be a miss, but a sick athletic play. The ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be a Libertyville ball, but this is the LA Clippers. These guys are high flying, and this is only high school basketball.
And this is a fast-paced game, everyone. Libertyville struggling to keep up right now.
There's nothing to say about what's going on. We didn't see this from this team last year.
No, Justin Smith has just progressed amazingly. Just his vertical is probably like 100 inches. Who knows? Just incredible to see how this Patriots team, how far they've come.
4:35 here to go in the first. Chen with the spin move on Johnson. Passes it inside to Kimpler. Kimpler. They check that was Borsha to Kimpler. Kimpler misses the 3-foot jump shot. Rebound tipped by Rosenbaum in the hands of Parker Nichols. And Kimpler's going to foul Jalen Brunson, trying to move the tempo and get back on offense.
And it's pretty impressive to see how every single player for the Patriots has the ability to dunk. You got Parker Nichols, who's 6'5", Justin Smith, who just like flew up like a tower, Jalen Brunson going for the one-hand slam, and Ryan Rosenbaum, who's very tall for one of the newer guys on the team.
You see a lot of point guards on this Patriot roster. Almost everyone can take the ball up. Right now it's Johnson, point guard by committee. Johnson to Rosenbaum, just inside the perimeter. Back to Johnson, up to Smith. Smith for 3, and it's going to be a miss off the backboard. And it's going to be a rebound by Rosenbaum. It's going to be a foul, though, looks like, also on Rosenbaum, the 6-foot senior.
And Cashaw so far, 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. And it's still the first quarter.
And Cashaw checks back into the game for Rosenbaum. And we've also seen substitutions for Libertyville. 22, Jake Mansfield, the senior, is checked in. And that's going to be a steal by the Patriots. Cashaw gets the ball, drives in with a one-handed scoop on Kimpler, and it's good.
And Ben Kimpler, the speedy guy on defense we talked about before, not seeing much out of him. Stevenson just knocking in every single point.
Full court pressure for the Patriots. Very athletic between Smith and Cashaw. Inside to Borsha. Borsha posting up on Nichols. And it's going to be a high pass that goes over the head of Kimpler, but taken inside by number 11, Steinhaus. Steinhaus very athletic, going up with the layup, and it's going to be good. And it's 15-6, 3:30 to go here in the first. Johnson out to Cashaw. Cashaw 4-3, and it's going to be good.
And make that 5 points for Connor Cashaw. 7, check that.
Kimpler trying to get the ball past half court. Guarded tightly by Smith. Steinhaus finally finds the open number 22, Mansfield on the perimeter. Misses the 3, but that's going to be Peterson going right back up with it, and he has 6 points so far in the game.
And Cashaw is heating up for the Patriots. So is Matt Johnson, both 7 points each.
A lot of ball movement outside the perimeter. Jalen, he gets the ball, drives in, dishes out to Cashaw on the wing. And Cashaw 4-3. Could have called the foul right there for a 4-point play. He'll still dish in 3. It's going to be a great full court pass by Borsha. Stolen by Johnson. Cashaw again for 3. Going to miss that one off the front iron. Rebound goes to Borsha. 2:30 to go in the first. Stevenson up big. Steinhaus takes it up, passes it out on the wing. Pick sent by Kimber. Doesn't do any good. Steinhaus on the wing for 3. That's going to be good at 21-11.
And the Stevenson's full court pressure has been very impressive so far in the game. It's caused multiple turnovers, so very beneficial, adding to the lead 21-11.
Starting 5 in for the Patriots right now. Smith to Johnson. Johnson trying to drive it on the 6'10" Borsha. Smith thought about taking the 3, maybe traveled. Passes out to Brunson. Brunson into the paint with Nichols, and Nichols dishes in for the layup, and it's 23-11. That's great ball movement.
And great vision by Jalen Brunson to scope out Parker Nichols right down low.
And very athletic. He just blocked that one out of the air. Cashaw did. Gets it ahead to Smith, and Smith gets fouled hard by Jake Mansfield, and that could be even a technical. And they might call a technical right there. Jack, what do you think?
The holding is very excessive. I agree with you. Technical would be in order.
The technical was there. 2 technicals obviously rejected from the game. They have to sit out another. We've seen that before. Matt Johnson last year in the Proviso West Championship had 2 technicals ejected from that game. Had to sit out the next game. The only regular season game the Patriots lost all year. A 70-69 loss at Zion Benton. Smith misses the first technical free throw. He has a second one on the way.
And so far, the 9 made shots for Stevenson, 6 of them have been assisted.
And that's just great ball movement by the Patriots. That's Jalen Brunson finding an open man. That's a team really knowing how to play along with each other. Obviously, they gave Smith the opportunity in varsity last year. Jordan Newman, who just checked in junior now, he played on the varsity team in the playoffs last year. Obviously, played in the Win the Young game. Smith makes the second free throw, and Stevenson up 24-11, a minute 28 to go in the first, and they have the ball.
And we know Brunson can move the ball around, and we know he can shoot, so just seeing that versatility is great.
Brunson guarded by Kimber in the wing, thinks about the 3, passes the Cashaw. Brunson once again thinks about the 3, passes it up. Cashaw with the high pass to Brunson. Jordan Newman 4-3, and it's going to be a miss. Cashaw flies in, gets the rebound, passes it back out to Brunson, and Stevens gets a second chance.
Stevenson slowing it down just a bit.
Cashaw, Jalen on the free throw line. Jalen misses the layup, the free throw, but Justin Smith with the putback dunk, and it's 26-11.
And can we see that on the dunk cam?
Joe Pine, we need that in the dunk cam. Cameron Shenish checks back in. Justin Smith slips on the ground. And that's going to be a kick ball. Looks like on Parker Nichols, 37.5 left to go in first. Stevenson up by 15.
And so far for Libertyville, Peterson and Steinhaus have been the only scorers. So seeing them move the ball around would be very impressive. Something we want to see.
And number 23, Jeremy Webb, has checked in for the Patriots. We didn't expect to see that today. They were still playing football 11 days ago down in Champaign. He checks in, haven't seen the Cameron Green sighting, haven't seen Nick Dillon sighting yet. But Jeremy Webb, obviously the senior, his only year this year at Stevenson.
And we didn't see Nick Dillon, Chucky Sullivan,
or Cameron
warm up, so I haven't really seen anything.
And that's going to be a travel trying to post up on Nichols by Borsha. And Borsha really struggling to get the ball in the basket so far today. Something he did really well against us last year.
And we know Libertyville has that height advantage, but the skill advantage is definitely on the Stevenson side.
And Borsha has to check out after that being his second foul. Going in is number 40, Peter Feely, the 6'7" senior forward for the Wildcats. 31 seconds.
And the Wildcats have 5 turnovers already in this game.
Stevenson all the way up by 15. Jalen inside to Nichols. Nichols posting up. Nichols goes back with the one-handed scoop, but the second chance opportunity by Jeremy Webb, and that's going to be a 17-point lead and Jeremy Webb's first ever home bucket for the Patriots. 10 seconds left now. Chen's going to take up the ball, guarded by Newman. Gets a pick by Feely, double team now. Has to give it up. A three for Peterson. Peterson misses, and Cashaw gets the rebound, but that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So after one, Stevenson up by 17. We'll be back on the Stevenson Broadcast Network after this short break. And welcome back to Libertyville alongside Jack Buck Foley. I'm Stephen Cohn, and we bring your Stevenson boys basketball between your Stevenson Patriots and the Wildcats of Libertyville High School. And after one quarter of play here in the home opener for the Patriots, they're up 28-11 after 10 points by Connor Gashaw, 7 points by Matt Johnson, and a few huge dunks.
And we've seen some promising things from the sophomore, Justin Smith, being very aggressive and taking over the court.
Last year, we saw raw athleticism. This year, we've seen it so much more. He's such a more complete player. Playing defense, getting rebounds, blocking shots. Obviously, a few posterizing dunks, one that went in, one that bounced back, but the athleticism's still there. 7:55 here to go in the second quarter.
And that shows you the amazing coaching of Pat Ambrose.
Jeremy Webb still in the game. No Justin Smith. Parker Nichols 4-3 though, and it's going to be good. He's got 5 points on night, outdoing his total from the Mundelein game. Stevenson up by 20.
And Parker Nichols is somebody else you got to watch out for. And Libertyville just playing a little bit sloppy.
Cameron Chen passed it forward to Feely. Ball went to Peterson, and it was going to be a foul there on Jalen Brunson, his first. And obviously we saw Parker Nichols with a great three-point shot right there. A lot of side spin on the shot. Really making sure it was a nice, clean, beautiful swish. Right now, Libertyville on offense. Chen has it on the wing, up to Peterson. Peterson out on the perimeter. Looks inside to Borsha. Borsha posting up on Nichols. Tries to post up. Might be a foul right there. You're called on the ground, and it's going to stay with Libertyville. And now Libertyville back in offense. Borsha gets the ball, passes out to Chen. Chen guard outside by Johnson. Resetting the offense. 7:10 here to go. And at Stevenson up by 20. Moving inside is Steinhaus. Peterson with the jump shot. Kind of a running jump shot right there. Makes it. And he's got now 8 points on the night.
And Borsha so far in this game, not shown anything. 0 points, 1 foul. So far, nothing out of him.
Matt Johnson with the step back floater. That's going to be good. He's got 9 points now. A wild pass by Chen ahead to Peterson, but Peterson back to Chen. And Chen drives in with the one-handed athletic acrobatic layup and fouled. And that's his first basket of the night.
And very heads-up play by Chen, finding that gap in the middle and exploding through it. I know it's not football, but found a good gap, and it's a great layup.
Yeah, Chen showed a lot of explosive speed right there, really getting from like half court to the basket in maybe like about 1 second, which is really impressive. Great burst of power. Now he gets a 1 free throw. And Rosenbaum is checked back into the game for the Patriots in for Jeremy Webb. He makes the free throw and Steve's up with 6:30 here to go in the first half, 33-16. Johnson with the ball, guarded outside by Chen. Brunson takes the shot, misses the jumper. Cashaw gets the rebound, goes back up with it, makes the layup. Guard triple team, and he's 12 points.
A nice pick set up by Connor Cashon. Good vision to go get the ball.
Shen with the lead pass. It gets inside to Borsha. Borsha misses the layup, gets his own rebound, goes back up with it, misses another layup. Peterson up with it again. Missed. It's going to be tipped around like a volleyball game. Steinhaus ends up with it on the perimeter, trying to get the ball to Chen to reset. It's going to be a steal by Matt Johnson, pushing in the fast break. It's going to be a great pass to Jalen Brunson, and Jalen's going to be fouled hard going after the layup, and he's going to get 2 shots.
And Cashaw so far still hot, showing out with 12 points. And he's 4 for 4 on his field goal shooting.
And the starting 5, except no Ben Kimpler right now, Peter Feely into the game for the Wildcats, as Brunson's going to make the first of 2 free throws with 3 points now in the night. Stevenson's lead back up to 20. Brunson with the second shot. And it's going to be up. It's going to be good. And it's going to be Steinhaus with the ball, guarded by Cashaw. 2 guys in the backcourt pressing the Wildcats. Chen double teamed, gets to the Steinhaus, high pass, saves it. And Libertyville sets up the half-court offense. Trying to get in on the post to Borsha, but just a low pass that Borsha can't handle, and it's going to be Stevenson ball.
And Borsha just not showing out anything. Getting down court, but not being open, even though he's so lengthy. 7 turnovers so far for Libertyville. Just nothing to be proud of. And scored, the lead just getting larger.
Brunson trying to do a crossover, gets it inside to Nichols. Nichols fouled, almost makes the shot, and he's going to get 2 free throws. And that's something we want to see a lot from Stevenson, really pounding the ball inside, because free throws are really the way for him to win the game.
And that was one of our key matchups. We wanted to see Parker on Kimpler, and Parker's doing a good job getting crashing the boards. And Stevenson's doing a great job boxing out on shots.
Yeah, Kimpler not in the game right now. We have Feely and Borsha, but still, with Kimpler, and Kimpler just checked back in, checked that for Feely. But still, those 2 guys have a huge height advantage. 4 guys like Nichols, like Justin Smith, they don't compare in height, but the fact that right now they're really taking advantage of that, and we've had a lot of free throws so far in this game, really impressive by the Patriots. Nichols missed the second free throw. Easy rebound by Borsha, lead pass to Steinhaus. Steinhaus dribbles between his legs, gets it to Chen. Another poor pass by Chen. Borsha didn't see it coming, and Chen resets the offense. Chen gets a pick by Kimbrell on Smith. Saves the ball, passes inside to Kimbrell. It's going to be an open 3 for Steinhaus. Misses a rebound by Kimbrell inside to Peterson. Peterson maybe fouled. Borsha gets the rebound, post up on Nichols. He's going to miss the shot. It's going to be a blocking foul on Nichols, and Borsha's going to get to the line for 2.
And a great defensive rebound by Ben Kimpler, getting in there and passing it out. So Libertyville Wildcats get another shot up.
And once again, you're listening to the Stevenson Broadcast Network alongside Jack Buck Bully. I'm Stephen Cohn, broadcasting live to you from Stevenson High School in Lincolnshire, Illinois, between the number 1 team in the state and your Stevenson Patriots and the Wildcats of Libertyville High School.
And even though Borsha's not doing much on the offensive side, he still has 4 rebounds, using his height to his advantage. 6'10", tallest guy out there.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he hasn't really got any college offers yet, because I know while he's got the athleticism, he's not really that skilled of a player inside. He doesn't really have the moves that you want to see from a lot of the finesse, one could say, that a lot of NBA players have. He's got the athleticism, and 6'10" guys are hard to come by. You can get some college offers. But he's going to miss the second of 2 free throws. Rebound goes to Jeremy Webb, who's checked back in for Connor Cashaw. Jalen wants to take it himself, passes to Johnson. Jalen sets a pick for Johnson. Johnson tries to cross over number 5, Ethan Fowkes, and it's going to be a foul on the ground.
And Fowkes getting really aggressive on that play. But going back to those free throw shots, the Stevenson student section getting loud and chirping. Borsha making sure he doesn't make any of those shots to add his lead.
And Johnson sets the offense up for 35. Here we go. Stevenson up 38-16, moving around the perimeter. Smith calling for the ball inside. Jalen resets. Running the baseline, Rosenbaum. Jalen trying to force the foul. He does on Folks. He's second in less than 20 seconds. And Jalen's going to get 2 more shots from the charity stripe.
And I think Fouch lost his ankles on that one. Jalen Brunson, just so agile.
Yeah, getting crossed over. Obviously, he's just got the finesse and moves that high Division I basketball players have. That's why he's going to Villanova. It's why he could have gone to Illinois and Michigan State. Had so many offers out there. Chose Villanova. He wants to play with head coach Jay Wright. Right now, they've got a great point guard already in place, but he's got a bright future ahead of him at that. Right now, focusing on right now, already has 5 points in this game. Stevenson up by 23 to make that 24 after his second free throw. And Steinhaus is going to take up the ball for Chen, checked out and turn for Fouts.
And Brunson has only 1 made field goal his whole entire game. Just showing his dunking ability tonight. Putting on a show for the fans.
It's going to be a foul by number 3, Justin Smith, the sophomore for the Patriots. It's going to send Steinhaus to the line. Have Stevenson now in the bonus in a 1-on-1 situation. Steinhaus sinks the first. He has 6 points now. It's 40-17.
And number 5 for Libertyville, Ethan Folks. Already 2 fouls in the game. Got to watch out for him.
Brunson thought about going inside, passed it out to Johnson. Johnson to Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum to Smith. Smith driving inside, dribbles far away from his body. Just hands it to Johnson. Johnson to Rosenbaum. Rosen passes up the 3. Inside, Johnson wide open on the wing. Great ball movement. That's going to be an easy 3, his third of the game. And Stevenson extends their lead to the biggest it's been, 25.
And Stevenson's ability to pass around is incredible. They don't find a spot. They just pass it out. They drive in, pass it out.
They're so unselfish right there. Great defense by Rosenbaum. And Justin Smith with a 2-handed slam. And that's the 3rd dunk we've seen so far from the Patriots. Lob City.
And Matt Johnson so far 3 for 3 for 3-pointers.
Steinhaus dribbles around Smith, but misses the layup. Jalen pushing a tempo back up on offense. The one-handed pass to Smith. Goes right through Smith. Johnson can't carry him the ball. That's going to be out of bounds. And a rare turnover for the Patriots.
And Brunson taking blame for that throw. Just gets out of the hands of Johnson and Smith.
Peterson inside to Borsha, who hasn't come out yet today. Borsha misses the turnaround layup. And the rebound goes to Ryan Rosenbaum, crashing the boards.
And Libertyville continually getting frustrated after missed shots, so just leading to bad mistakes each and every time.
Brunson missed the 3. Libertyville tried to get back into the fast break. Couldn't do anything with it, saved the ball. And right now that's Steinhaus outside the perimeter. Over to Peterson. Peterson to Borsha on the wing. Borsha trying to post up Smith. Can't really get a shot off. Thought he was fouled, arguing with the ref. But right now, Jalen Brunson and Justin Smith for a 2-handed alley-oop. Don't even know what to say about that. Libertyville calls a timeout, down by 29 with 2.5 minutes here to go. And this Stevenson team is incredible.
And now to some PSAs. PPA seeks adult student volunteers for Saturday book fair. The Patriot Parent Association is looking for adult and student volunteers to help at its inaugural book fair at Barnes & Noble in Deer Park on Saturday. The event runs from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Adult volunteers are sought to assist with the welcome table, supervising gift wrap table, and general assistance. Students are needed for face painting, gift wrapping, and participating in one of the performances scheduled for the fair.
And we know how much you love listening to Jack and I here in the Stevenson Broadcast Network, but there are only 6, possibly 7 if they make it to the North Suburban Conference Championship, which seems very likely at this point. Make sure you get out to Lincolnshire for at least a game this season. The environment here is all electric. There's nothing like it. And to see these dunks in person, this is like an NBA game.
And the great transition from football to basketball. Jeremy Webb, also known as Jay Webb, slams down as a transition to a new school also. Great play by him.
Hey, he's incredibly athletic. Give it to him. everything I'm seeing from Justin Smith and Jeremy Webb so far today, they might be the most valuable Patriot when this game comes to an end.
And also, we might
Another
be seeing,
steal by Jalen Brunson. It's going to go back in the hands of Folksdale. Ahead to Borsha. Borsha posting up Jeremy Webb. And Jeremy Webb really just fouled him right there. Couldn't keep his arms up. And that's going to be the first made shot for Borsha tonight.
And yep, Borsha finally making an appearance in the game. And we might be seeing a little bit more of Stevenson's bench showing up. Number 13,
Ruji Aoki. He's a
Ruji
man.
Aoki. And number 24, Jordan Newman, making an appearance in the game.
Obviously, what we saw last year between Ruji and Jordan was some incredible chemistry in the sophomore team. They averaged almost 40 points a game. Right now, Jordan Newman maybe traveled the ball right there, but it's going to go Smith. Or check that, Webb to Smith. Smith misses the layup. A very good lead pass to Borsha. Borsha inside. That's where he starts taking advantage of his height on a much smaller Stevenson lineup.
And Borsha finally taking shots. Good shots, that is. Laying that one in.
Aoki, the power guard, can play points and the shooting guard. Right now on the perimeter. Thinks about taking a three. Passes to Cashaw. Right now, Cashaw and Smith, the only starters out there for the Patriots. Cashaw back to Aoki. Goes on Shen. Aoki goes up. He's going to miss the jumper off the backboard. A strong pass by Kimpler. Ahead to number 22, Mansfield. Mansfield missed the layup with the putback by Borsha. And Borsha with 6 points in the last minute. And Stevenson's lead down to 47-24 with a minute 24 here to go in the first half.
And the Fine Arts Concert fundraisers today. The Winter Guitar Concert will be held at 7 p.m. tonight in the West Auditorium. So if you're not here, you might as well go.
It's kind of late, you know.
Go to
8
the
o'clock.
Winter Guitar Concert. It might still be going on. And the admission is free. Also today, there are 2 fundraisers involving Fine Arts Division programs. The band program is having a fundraiser at Go Roma, Lincolnshire from 11 till 9. While the SHS Dance Connection wraps up its 3-day fundraiser at Skinfo locations in Lincolnshire and Glencoe.
So, a very experienced coaching staff really taking this Patriots team right now to new levels that this program's never experienced. And the Patriots set back up on offense. Rosenbaum has it up top. Cashaw thinking about taking out Steinhaus. Doesn't pass to Smith. Smith passes up the 3, dribbles between his legs. Back to Johnson. Johnson wants to take his 4-3. Gets it to Smith. Smith driving in. Back up to Johnson. He was open for 3. Passed up. Guarded now by Mansfield. Resets the offense. Gets a pick from Smith. Out to Aoki on the perimeter. Aoki saves it. Back to Cashaw. And 45 seconds left. Stevenson taking their time.
And 6 straight points for Libertyville so far. Do we see a comeback? Who knows?
Stay tuned for second half. Right now, 30 seconds left. Stevenson may be holding for the last shot, especially with no shot clock right here. Trying to take all of the momentum going into half with a hopefully made shot. 20 seconds now. Johnson, the pseudo point guard, with Brunson out of the game. Cashaw guarded tightly by Steinhaus. 8 seconds left. Cashaw looking to take the final shot. Double teamed. Johnson going to drive in. Out to Smith. Smith's 4-3 on the perimeter. It's going to be a miss. Goes up. The rebound goes number 24, Ben Kimpler. And at halftime, Stevenson is up by 23. Make sure to stick with us on the Stevenson Broadcast Network as your Patriots go up at halftime over Libertyville, 47-24. We'll be right back after this break. And welcome back to Lincolnshire, here on the Stevenson Broadcast Network alongside Shaq Buck Foley. I am Stephen Cohn, bringing you Stevenson boys basketball between your Stevenson Patriots and the Wildcats of Libertyville High School. Once again, welcome back. Stevenson, after half, is up 47-24. It was an electric half. I'm out of breath. That's how exciting it was. We saw so many terrific athletic dunks. We saw so many steals, fast breaks, forcing turnovers, great team rebounding, and great team passing. And let's see if we can see that again this half.
Well, I'm not out of breath because of how awesome this game is, but I'm just out of breath because I ran here.
And Libertyville back with their starting five here to start the second half. Sean bumping around with Johnson. Libertyville once again black. Stevenson, the home whites. Chen driving on Johnson, passes out to Peterson. Peterson back to Chen. Chen to Kempler. Kempler to an open Steinhaus. Steinhaus inside trying to post up with Borsha on Nichols. Borsha goes up for the hook shot. Missed. The rebound tipped out of bounds by the Patriots, so Libertyville is going to retain possession.
And Borsha very eager to get the ball. Only got a couple times, but when he does get the ball, not very consistent. And right there, number 11, Paul Steinhaus just scored.
And check that, Connor Peterson, first player for Libertyville in double figures today's game. Stevenson up 47-26, cash out with the ball out of bounds. Stevenson started five, also back in there. Brunson to Johnson on the wing. Johnson misses the three. Rebound goes to the 6'10 Borsha. Borsha had the Peterson. And Peterson's going to take it all the way by himself. A block on the backboard. Shakes the backboard by Brunson. Looks like it might be goaltending. And they're going to call it a foul.
Jalen Brunson.
Check that. They're going to call it an offensive foul on Connor Peterson. That's kind of confusing. That call looked like, didn't seem like Brunson was set. But Stevenson will take the ball. 6:50 here to go in the third quarter. Once again, ball movements on the perimeter are key for the Patriots. Brunson driving in on Steinhaus. Cashout drives in now. Misses the shot. Tightly guarded. Great defense by Libertyville. And maybe a foul right there by Justin Smith. Steinhaus still scores with the acrobatic layup. And Brunson pushes the Patriots right back in offense. Nichols goes up for the reverse layup. Misses. Rebound goes to Kempler. And Libertyville right now on a 4-0 run to start this second half.
And that's something new. Libertyville just slowed it down just a little bit. Not cherry picking like they usually do.
Kempler inside the Borsha. Borsha post up on Nichols, who falls down. Easy layup. He's got 8 points for himself. Now, obviously, a key player in that 29-point victory for the Patriots last year. Besides Jack Lipp and Bernasco, Libertyville didn't have much going last year. This year, it's all Joe Borsha right there. A turnover by the Patriots. Ends up in the hands of Steinhaus. And Libertyville has a chance to make this a 15-point game with a made shot.
And Brunson, with his great vision, has a knack for no-look passes so far this game.
Chen to Borsha. Borsha back to Chen. Chen resets. Off to Kempler. Borsha up top on the perimeter. To Chen. Inside to Kempler. Kempler fakes out Smith and Nichols. Makes the shot. And just like that, it's 47-32. 5:20 to go in the third quarter.
And Kempler right there nailed the opportunity when Justin Smith just got out of the way.
Starting five in there for both teams. Stevenson working on the perimeter. Cash shot inside. Asking for the ball, but it's going to be Smith for three. And it's going to be good. His first made three of the game.
And looking at Smith last year, he probably would have hesitated to take that shot. But right here, it's great to see that he's very consistent and very aggressive.
Great defense on the press right there by Parker Nichols. Tries to get the steal. Kempler tries to pass it once again. Smith tips the ball out of bounds into about the third row. Some fan catches it. And Stevenson right there, you see the full court defense really coming back into play, which was one of our keys to the game. Really push the tempo, and that all comes from playing a full court defense and up-tempo offense. Right there, a deep jimmer for depth three from Peterson. It's going to be a miss. Borsha getting called for the foul on offense, and that's a very ticky-tacky call.
Yeah, I didn't see Borsha have any movement or any physical contact with Nichols.
It looks like if anything, that might have been Smith really inside. It looks like Borges got the rebounds. Didn't look like he reached over head position, posting up and blocking out on Smith. Stevenson takes the ball. Matt Johnson drives in. Back out to Brunson. Brunson passes up the three, tries to think about it. Steinhaus guarding him. Brunson gets a pick from Nichols. Brunson, the no-look pass inside to Matt Johnson. A beautiful pass. And that's going to be an easy made layup for Matt Johnson.
And beautiful facilitation by Jalen Brunson. I love the transition from all-time shooter to an all-time passer.
And right there, a fast break for Jalen. It's going to be another alley-oop opportunity for the Patriots. This one just going to be a layup by Connor Grashaw. Still works. Stevenson up by 22. Jalen right back on defense, doing everything both ways. Full-court defense, half-court defense, fast break offense, half-court offense. He's showing it all right now the past 4 possessions. And right there, just a foul by Jalen, his second on the game, and the 4th team foul by the Patriots this half.
And the Libertyville coach is being furious. Scott McGumel, just very frustrated with his team so far in this game. Not capitalizing on opportunities, and just stuff like that.
Right there, we see the senior guard, Connor Peterson, the 6'6" guard, pretty tall for a guard. And he's got 14 points now after he makes both free throws. Stevenson up by 20 minutes. You're listening to the Stevenson broadcast network alongside Jack Bud Foley. I'm Steven Cohn. And Jalen Brunson, Matt Johnson, 4-3. Goes off the back iron. Offensive rebound tipped up and retained by Justin Smith. Back up to Brunson to set up. Brunson Smith for another 3. It's going to be off the back iron just like Johnson. Chen gets the rebound, pushes up forward to Peterson. Peterson going up. Almost gets fouled, misses the layup, gets his own rebound, goes back up. It's a foul on the ground by Parker Nichols, and Libertyville's going to get the ball.
And look at a little bit of a shove from Nichols. And still, Jalen Brunson, only 6 points, 1 field goal made in this game. That's not the typical Jalen we see, but I like how his role's been very dynamic this whole entire season so far.
Justin Smith checks out for Ryan Rosenbaum. Parker Nichols in foul trouble with 3 fouls. Jalen Brunson also has 2. Porsche on the wing with the ball, passes it across court to Steinhaus. Jumping in there is Kempler for the rebound. It's going to be a foul. Looks like maybe on Nichols for his 4th or Rosenbaum. And it's going to be the first foul game on Rosenbaum. Hasn't scored yet today. And 3:21 to go now. And it's going to be the 4th team foul for Stevenson.
And Stevenson missed the last 2 jumpers they attempted, but they made the last 2 shots in the paint.
Yeah, you see.
So very, very good down court.
Right now, Libertyville just struggling to get the ball up. Steinhaus going to pass it in to Kempler, and that's going to be another foul. Just a push right there on the passive. Another foul on Rosenbaum, his 2nd in 5 seconds. And Stevenson's got to keep themselves out of foul trouble.
And Parker Nichols, also one of the guys you got to watch out for. 3 fouls on him.
Peterson with the ball on the perimeter inside the Borgia. Borgia post up on Nichols. He's in double digits. 8 points now for Borgia.
And it's just that height differential that changes the game for Parker Nichols against Borgia. And Libertyville getting very close to the bonus.
Right now, Brunson outside the perimeter. That's a pick by Rosenbaum. Doesn't use it. Passes to Johnson. Johnson out to Nichols on the wing. Nichols 4-3 ball bounces up. A great offensive rebound. Second chance opportunity for Matt Johnson. Goes up with a reverse one-handed layup. And he is 16 now, the leading scorer in this game.
And very clean finish by Matt Johnson. Parker Nichols.
And a great almost steal right there by Johnson. A great one-handed save falling into looks like Mitchell Appelder in the first row. And it's going to be, they're going to call a foul on Matt Johnson, his 2nd. But you just love the athleticism, love the hustle. Even in a conference game, that's what you want to see.
Yeah, Mitchell Appel, the vice president for student council, almost just got knocked over. He kind of did, but a little help from Willie Bourbon right behind him, Stevenson quarterback.
And Willie Bourbon's like royalty in this town, but right there, another steal. This time it actually works for Matt Johnson. He's going to be fouled around the neck by Cameron Chen. And that's going to be Chen's first foul of the game. It's going to send Matt Johnson to the line for 2.
It looks like he just kind of put him in a chokehold almost.
And they're going to call that foul on the ground. So Stevenson's going to take the ball out of bounds. Brunson to Johnson. Johnson back to Brunson. Brunson misses the three. What looks like a foul. That was...
And it looked like Ben Kempler shoved Connor Cash onto the ground and took down Jalen Brunson in the making. I know you're a football player, but keep that on the football field.
Yeah, it's the wrong sport right now. And Cameron Shunn's going to check out of the game. In goes number 22, Jake Mansfield. Not seeing many guys. Only seeing really a 7-man rotation for this Libertyville basketball team. Right now, Brunson's going to take another three from the same spot. This one's going to go, and he's not going to miss 2 in a row. And that's a second field goal attempt made on the day, and extends Stevenson's lead to 23.
And the tempo for Stevenson has really declined. They know they have this one, so just slowing it down just a little bit. And that was Brunson's first 3 of the game.
And just a note that Stevenson won their first conference game, 80-36. They won, I think, the Lions game in that Lions-Hinsdale season tip-off tournament. They won that game 80-36. Right now, giving up 36. That's where this 40 points per game comes in so far this season. Obviously, the defense very good against what could be a high-powered Libertyville team so far tonight, but really big lead right now. Porsche inside, posting up on Jeremy Webb. Ends up being Peterson going inside off the backboard for the one-handed layup. It's going to be good. He's got 16 now, tied with Johnson to be the leading scorer. Johnson comes right back. That's going to be his 18 now in the game. Stevenson really pushed the tempo in that possession.
And Johnson working really fast and very efficient, just being aggressive always. And Johnson, 18 points so far in this game, leading the team.
Right now, Steinhaus to Kempler. Kempler to Mansfield. Mansfield drives in, tries to find Borsha. Pass goes over Borsha's head. It goes out to Steinhaus on the wing. Misses the jumper, gets his own rebound. Back to Mansfield, passes up the 3 inside the Borsha, posting up on Webb. Goes in for the jumper. Misses, gets his own rebound. Goes up for a second chance, a third chance. Tips it, goes to Kempler. Looks like they might call time. It's going to be a jump ball between Cashaw and Kempler.
And that was 3 missed shots by Borsha right there. Winner down the paint into the tallest guy there. It's just you got to make those shots.
But very impressive that he was also able to get 3 shots up in one possession. Able to get his own rebound. It's that length and those long arms. They're really long to do that.
And also great defensive attempts by Jeremy Webb.
Yeah, we saw that in the football field in the New Trier game. He returned a fumble for a touchdown. He had a few interceptions. There was one game with 2 interceptions this season. Obviously a great defensive player, showing that also in basketball.
And Libertyville trying to be more physical out of frustration that they're losing this game against nationally ranked Stevenson.
Justin Smith drives to the basket out to Parker Nichols, who makes the 3, and he has now 9 points. And right now, all 5 Stevenson starters out there. The only 2 guys non-double figures. Parker Nichols with 9, Jalen Brunson also with 9.
And Parker Nichols already having 2 threes in this game. Seems to be a strong suit.
11 seconds here to go. Right now, Steinhaus with the ball, passes it to number 22, Mansfield. Mansfield to inside the Borsha. Borsha misses the layup but gets fouled. Johnson asking for the foul. And it looks like they're going to give it to Johnson. He's going to be the 3rd guy in the starting lineup for Stevenson with 3 fouls. He's going to join Nichols and Brunson. And it's going to send Borsha to the line for 2 shots with 4.1 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
And Borsha, just like that again, towering over these guys, still getting those attempts out, but you got to make those shots.
Borsha with 11 points now on the night. And Peter Feely is checking it into the game for Kempler. Borsha takes the second, misses 2 free throws earlier in the game. 4 seconds, Brunson's going to have to take a desperation 3. He's going to take it, and Brunson at the buzzer. It's going to be good, just left to the basket. But after 3 quarters here in Lincolnshire, Stevenson up 64-40 in this North Suburban Conference home opener for the Patriots. We'll be right back with the final quarter after this short break. And welcome back to Lincoln Charter here at Adelaide Stevenson High School, home of your Stevenson Patriots, who after three quarters are up against the Libertyville Wildcats, 64-40. 3 of their 5 guys in double figures. Welcome back alongside Jack Buck, Foley III. I'm Stephen Cohn, and you're listening to the Stevenson Broadcast Network on High School Cube. TV crew doing a great job tonight as we enter the final 8 minutes of this game. And Stevenson up by 24, trying to look to get to that 30-point per game margin of victory they've had the first 5 games this season.
And it's really good seeing all the starters getting multiple shots out and almost double digits for every single one of them. And Brunson's on the verge of a double-double, 9 points and 10 assists so far.
Almost there, great steal there by Johnson in the half-court defense. Stevenson right now with the 2-3. Chen resets the offense, guard Telly by Johnson, still bringing that pressure in the fourth quarter. Great pick by Feely. Feely gets the ball one-on-one inside against Nichols. That's going to be an offensive foul. Nichols did a great job right there, getting set under the basket, and that's going to be Feely's 3rd foul of the game.
Feely not seeing much of him tonight. 0 points and 3 fouls. So Libertyville trying to spread the ball around, but not doing a good job with it.
Brunson guarded by Steinhaus, passes to cash out to Smith. Smith and Nichols up on top of the perimeter. And it's going to be a forward pass by Nichols, but tipped out of bounds by Peterson, and Stevenson's going to get the ball.
And just over-aggressive play by Peterson. Stevenson will remain in possession of the ball.
Brunson on top to Johnson. Johnson with a fake. Back out to Brunson with the step back 3. It's going to be a fader. It's going to be no good. Cashel gets the rebound. Back out to Johnson. Johnson with a great ball movement to Nichols. Nichols makes the 3. He has 3 threes now in the game and 12 points in total. Shen gets right back on offense, really bringing that fast tempo still.
And Libertyville playing that 2-3 defense, not working out for him.
Shen maybe fouled right there by Cashel. Falls. An open 3 by Peterson. Missed. Rebound by the 6'7 Feely. Misses the putback jumper. And it's going to be a foul on the ground. Maybe Parker Nichols' 4th of the game.
Parker Nichols.
And check, that's going to be the 4th foul of the game for Matt Johnson. He's going to have to come out, and Jordan Newman's going to check in.
And Parker Nichols, one of the studs for the Stevenson team. 3 for 4 for 3-pointers tonight. Looking like Matt Johnson. Very consistent for both players.
Oh. And something we saw a lot last year was Parker Nichols would shoot up a lot of threes, had a struggle making a lot of them, shot under 50% from the perimeter. And this year we've seen a lot of improvement in that. Obviously in the first 2 games, we're going to get a few double-digit games. Tonight with 12, Brunson back in offense, 6:32 left to go in the game. Cashel with a floater from the free throw line. Rebound by the 6'10 Borsha inside to Peterson. Missed the layup. Gets the rebound after a scramble and puts it back up. He's 18 now in the game.
And Connor Peterson looking like Ben Gimpler. Very good defensive rebounder.
Brunson with a step back floater. Missed. Rebound tipped up by Peterson. Steinhaus takes it, pushes the tempo. Peterson loses handle of the ball, gets out to Chen on the opposite wing. Chen with the great pass inside to the paint into Feely, and Feely makes his first bucket of the game.
And Chen very aggressive, very fast, get the ball out to Feely.
Yeah, see a lot of like Steve Nash and Chen really be able to move the ball, facilitate it really well. Right there, Brunson to get to the wide open Justin Smith for the 10-foot jumper on the wing. Easy shot for him, and that just comes with experience.
And that will be Brunson's 11th assist of the game.
Brunson a threat for a triple-double every night right there with a spin move on Smith. Feely found himself open under the basket, fouled though. And it looks like Parker Nichols is fourth for the game. We'll see if Coach Pat Ambrose thinks about taking him out. He will. Jeremy Webb will check back in. And Parker Nichols might be exiting this game for the rest of the game with 12 points.
And as time is running down, 5:18 left in the fourth quarter, look out for Libertyville taking nice quick shots, just trying to get points, be efficient, and try to catch up with the Stevenson offense.
He only misses the 1-on-1 attempt on the free throw. And Cashaw takes it up, runs it on the wing. Cashaw to Smith on the perimeter. Smith to the football player, Jeremy Webb. Cashaw finds Jalen trying to post up on Steinhaus. He's going to. Goes with the step back fadeaway jumper. It's going to be good. He's the last starter to get the double figures for the Patriots tonight. Right now, Steinhaus right back in offense. Finds Chen. Feely calling for the ball. Gets inside to Borgia. And Borgia can make the turnaround layup. Rebound goes to Cashaw. Cashaw pushing a tempo. Another alley-oop by Smith. That one going for a dunk. Just tipped it up into the basket. And I don't know what to say about that one.
And going back, Jalen Brunson with a double-double so far in this game. Very impressive for the home opener for the Stevenson Patriots.
Randall Peterson thought about taking that one on Jeremy Webb. Passed it around Webb to Borgia. And Borgia makes the shot. It's 14 points and a timeout for Libertyville.
And Borgia also with a double-double, 14 points, 11 rebounds.